Not to brag, but all my watches are beaters.
Yeah, I mean, really though. Except my dress watches.
It's such a weird. I wonder who coined that phrase, beater.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of been around though, like a beater truck, car, a beater like.
Oh, that's true.
Like, you know what I mean?
Why would buy beater watches, man?
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Hi guys, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Clock,
Stock,
and Barrel. Thanks for joining us here, gang. We're going to talk about a funny subject.
Yeah. Let's do a wristwatch check first.
Oh, speaking of, guys, title episode. We were discussing beaters. I'm wearing my beater today.
Me too.
It's my Oris 65. Nice, proper wrist shot for you guys today. If you haven't seen this sexy piece of machinery, there it is. Oh, damn. Just looking at it. Okay.
And I'm rocking my Tudor Black Bay Bronze, one of my newer pieces.
Very nice.
Very much a beater. Wore it getting drunk last night.
Yeah. It took it well.
So technically it's a beater if I'm going to go out and get hammered wearing it at night, right?
Looks better than you.
yeah,
That's for sure. So guys, the subject up for discussion today is beater watches and whether or not you need one.
And what a beater watch really actually is.
So why don't we discuss that? So
yeah, we need to get that out of the way first.
People in the watch community, there are folks that feel like they need a watch for their daily life, their day job, their work environment, and you have sort of a perfect example here for a lot of people.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
You know, this is like the supreme beater watch, and it is the Casio G-Shock. This is the, I think it's the DW6900. I think that's the exact number, but guys, it's in the name, shock resistance. These Casio G-Shocks are known for their shock resistance. And for many people, this is the watch they wear most on average.
Right.
Because, I don't know, when I leave the house, like half the time it's for work, half the time it's for play. So
right.
If I were to designate all my time to my beater watch, you know, I'd be wearing my G-Shock all the time.
Right.
But yeah, that's what a beater watch is. It's the watch you wear in place of the watch you want to wear because you don't want to damage the nice watch. You want to damage the less fortunate watch.
Yeah. But how come my bronze is a beater then?
Why is my 65
Why is it
a beater?
So guys, this is kind of more of like an outlook on watches in general.
You can tell my thoughts on beater watches. I'm not going to give you my firm opinion quite yet, but that's what a beater watch is to the watch community. You know, and let me just say this: my collection, it ranges from watches that are hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars, and I like to think I give them all equal time on the wrist.
Right.
You know, and the same goes for you. You have this G-Shock. This is what, $50, $60.
Yeah.
And then you're wearing that Tudor Bronze, which you picked up new. So it's funny. And how often do you wear this over?
Oh, I never wear the G-Shock ever. I have two G-Shocks, and I literally never wear my G-Shocks.
You know, you bought it presumably for the gym, but you don't really.
I don't use it. I mean, I use it to time stuff, but I don't have it on me. You know, I mean, that's a different story because a lot of the stuff that I do, I need like wrist straps and stuff with the weightlifting stuff that I do. But like for the average person, you know, I think a G-Shock is fine for the gym.
Yeah.
I guess I would maybe wear a G-Shock if I was just doing like cardio or something.
Yeah.
Just to because I'd be probably timing my run or whatever.
So yeah, an argument for beater watches. In an argument for beater watches, I would definitely say, you know, picking up a Casio G-Shock is a good way to go if you're concerned about what's on your wrist, but you want time accuracy and functionality.
But it's not just G-Shocks too. So like a beater, what I think people would consider a beater would be like an SKX, right? A Seiko SKX.
That's true, like a Steinhardt over their Rolex.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people that have a Rolex might say, oh yeah, I'm going to pick up this Orient Mako. It's going to be my beater, right? And my Rolex is going to be my nice watch, right? So I don't really abide by that philosophy. So most of my watches are waterproof, and I think any waterproof watch should be treated as a beater. I know on like the Rolex forums and the Rolex community, people always say, you buy a Rolex, you use it for what it was meant to be used for. You know what I mean? This Explorer, I mentioned in an earlier video, 100 meter water resistant, right? Screw down crown. I wore this on a NATO strap to the Bahamas. I went snorkeling with it multiple times swimming with it. I went jet skiing with it. I went on a moped with it. You know, I treated this watch as a beater, right? So I don't think price should command, the definition or the title of being a beater or being like a luxury watch. So obviously, I'm talking about dive watches and sport watches, right? Like a Lange is not going to be a beater, right?
No.
Or something with a grain complication,
class.
or my Nomos or something, because it can't take the abuse. But any watch that can physically take the abuse, of like climbing a mountain or going hiking or swimming in water, for me that should be considered a beater. You know what I mean? Even your Rolex sub, these Rolex subs are like what, $8,500 retail. I think you should treat that watch as a beater if you're gonna if you're gonna purchase that.
That's the
watch.
thing. Like I feel like
I would.
Yeah.
Some of the people it might be a safe queen, and they whip it out for just weddings and stuff. But for me, watches are still tools first and foremost.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear my beaters, these watches that I pay even a couple $1,000s for, as beaters because they're,
Disregard the functionality of a watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think whether it's a sports, a dress, whatever it is, to me, and I don't even acknowledge the term beater. If I'm being honest with you guys,
That's a great point too.
because you know what, like the beater watch is the watch you wear. These watches are going to take a beating, regardless of whether or not you want them to. It's whether you're mentally prepared for it to hit your desktop, to hit a doorway, to climb a mountain, to swim with, whatever happens to this watch is whatever you're willing to put it through.
Right.
And what you're mentally prepared to accept. So, to me, a beater for most individuals is the watch that if it gets damaged, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other watch where I can't have that happen. So, in your case, your Rolex Explorer, for some people, someone would say, see, now this is going to be extremely valuable in the next 20 years.
Right.
It's important that I don't damage this. Let me
Right.
get something similar to it.
That's
and wear
true,
it out
too.
instead.
Yeah, I can
and
see that.
To me, that's unacceptable because, I spend way too much money
That's
on
true,
these
too.
things to put them
To
aside.
not enjoy them, yeah.
And I'm not in the place where that's like extreme luxury. Like I can't make real investments in these things. Like
Right.
practically speaking, I buy watches because I want to enjoy them.
So true.
Like this watch. I mean, what do these retail for? A little over $1,000. I wear this on my day job. I've been wearing this out leisurely. I'll probably bike with it. I mean,
Yeah.
and this thing is 100 meters water resistant. I'm definitely going to swim with it. Definitely shower with it. I'm not worried about water damage. It's just something I'm going to come to expect. I don't want another watch to do what this watch is doing for me. Because when it comes down to it, like the watch I wear, it's going to be suited for what I'm doing and or aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
I'll wear this like these. A good watch like this, I can wear every day. It happily will be my beater.
Well, I think too, I think most people would agree with us, and I think a resounding theme in the watch community is people will say, something like, oh my God, look, they'll post a photo somewhere, and it'll be like, oh, I got a scratch on this, and everyone's like, come on, you got to embrace it. Like every scratch, every scar tells a story.
Yeah.
So it kind of builds character. Plus, and we're watch collectors, right? But you still want to make memories with watches too. You don't want it to be a safe queen, right?
Well, that's it. I feel like there's the dichotomy. There are watch wearers and there are watch collectors.
That's very true too. Yeah.
I feel like a watch wearer is less inclined to be worried if he got the scratch. Where a collector is going to notice that thing and see it every day, and it's going to nag him or her. For me, I'm pretty paranoid when I have something that wasn't mine that does have scratches, because I like to know where those things come from.
Yeah.
So I like to think I'm a watch wearer who's hyper conscious of a watch's fault. But I personally take care of the aesthetic of my watches. I polish them, I brush them, so I'm wearing my watches.
Yeah,
and I'm embracing any of those flaws, and I'll fix the ones I don't like.
There are exceptions, I guess you could say. Like let's say someone has like a Steve McQueen Explorer, right? Explorer 2 from the 70s. I mean, I can kind of understand if someone it's like, let's say it's like a mint condition. I can understand someone wanting to put it away because it's probably cost them between $15,000 and $20,000, right? But like for me, if that was me, I would still probably wear it. I'd probably still be a little cautious. Maybe I wouldn't wear it, scuba diving, or I probably wouldn't wear a vintage Rolex like that anyway, scuba diving. But
It's interesting because I guess it's what you're in the luxury of accepting.
that's a very
We're in
good
the
point,
luxury of accepting,
right?
Because
Yeah.
if I was a multi-billionaire,
Yeah. Why?
everything is really a beater.
Right.
You know,
That's so true.
$500,000 watch, beater.
Yeah. Like if someone's walking around with a $100,000 Richard Mille, you know.
I
who
hate
knows
to
what
think
they're
it's
doing,
relative to your income, but I hate to say.
I guess-
But then again, you do have those guys that have like a Rolex they wear to an office, but then like
Yeah.
the Orient Mako they take out to the ball game.
Yeah.
Like, and
So true. Yeah.
it's so odd. So I guess it isn't really relevant to income. It's really just mindset.
Yeah. And like I said, like I have my Nomos, I would like hate to get scratches on that,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was a graduation gift that I got. It's a beautiful, beautiful watch.
It's meant
It's
to
a
be
dress
pretty.
piece,
It's
right?
not meant
It's
to
a
be
manual
scratched.
winds
Yeah.
in-house movement. I don't want that to get scratched up, right? I try and take care of that watch, and I don't wear it that much, right? But it also wasn't made to be a sports watch. It's a true dress watch.
We should. We're gonna film us climbing Mount Everest. And he's gonna wear his
My
Nomos. I'm gonna wear my Grand Seiko. We'll see which one comes out on top.
Right.
Working.
So.
Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, I think those are our thoughts on beaters. I mean, please let us know in the comments if you disagree or if you agree with some of our points, and let us know your thoughts on what a beater watch is. If we missed anything, we've been collecting for a couple years now. I have definite thoughts on beaters. Again, it's not a term I acknowledge. I like to wear my watches, but I'd love to know what you guys think. So feel free to leave those down in the comments below, and share some of your beater watches with us over on Instagram. We have an Instagram page up under the same name, Clockstock and Barrel. You can find a link to it on our homepage. If you like this video, feel free to hit that like button. If you disliked it, hit it. And don't even think twice. It's okay. We can take it. And if you like this content so much, feel free to subscribe. That's why the button's there. Subscribe. Come on, guys. 2017. Year of the watch.
Cool, guys.
That might not be true. I gotta reference my Chinese calendar.
Year of the Grand Seiko.
Ooh, yeah. Finally got mine. I cannot wait to share that with you all. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for more episodes.
See you guys. So, you know what's funny? I remember I showed you this video before. There's a guy, he had his Panerai Bronzo. If you guys just type in Panerai Bronzo into YouTube, this will come up. It's a time and tide video of this.
Very educational and
It's awesome. It's a chef, right? And he has a Panerai Bronzo, and that has a street price of about $25,000 right now because it's limited.
Yeah.
It's beat to shit. The bezel doesn't turn on it anymore. And in the video, the guy dips it in chocolate and like serves it basically in hardened chocolate.
He
right?
dresses it up on a dessert plate.
So that's like the epitome of treating a watch as a beater. It's a $25,000 beater, right? But there's something just like inherently like badass about that. That he has this $25,000 watch. Obviously the guy's loaded, right? He's a really well-respected chef. But it's just kind of cool that for him, it was meant to be a beater. It's still a beater for him. He throws it in chocolate, dips it in there, serves it on a plate,
Yeah,
like,
you have to watch. I saw it for the first time earlier. It's just fun.
yeah, so, I mean, things like that, it's cool to treat a watch like
Maybe
a
I
watch
should,
and not like a luxury item, even if it commands a luxury premium. So,
Yeah.
cool. We'll just, I guess, cut that in maybe.
Ciao, guys. I might put that in the